Hey there, fellow Star Wars aficionados. Welcome back. David Yon here in the Open by Chance Vintage Toy Museum with the lovely Miss Lady Pop Hunter here hiding behind the camera. Watching me, watching you. Big brother is watching. Anyways, today have finally a Star Wars pickup. It's been a long time since I've been able to do a Star Wars specific related pickup video. And obviously what I have here is the 1978 Kenner Star Wars radio-controlled R2-D2. Radio-controlled R2-D2, which was obtained recently at the Toy Lanta. Okay, still in the original box. And what's interesting about this, first off, is the condition of the box. Now you see there's a little bit of warping there, which I am going to try to work on. Okay, I am going to try to adjust this. But usually, for whatever reason, this box is just demolished. It is crushed and torn up, and flaps are missing, and it's in really awful shape. So as far as boxes are concerned, this is actually really nice and still has the Kenner point. No one cut the Kenner point out of the bottom of the box yet, or ever, because it's not going to happen, at least not on my watch. But yeah, the Kenner point is still there. And the original retail price on this is $8.96, which is right there. That is an old Kmart price tag. It says Key, which means Kmart. $8.96, once upon a time. That's how much this was. Radio controlled, which back in those days, radio control usually had two functions at best. And if you walked more than 5 feet away from it, the damn thing didn't work. And you see the happy little child here in the picture. Look how happy he is. Beep, beep. With a remote that doesn't quite look like the one that's actually in the box, but good enough. It says radio controlled R2-D2 wireless control. R2-D2 moves forward and backward. Turns left and right. Does he? Does he? Wireless, this is what's included. Wireless radio control, R2-D2, electronic beep sound as his chromed head turns, chromed in quotations. Different electronic beep as R2 advances. Red LED eye lights up. Control unit makes R2-D2's head turn until red eye is pointed into the desired location. Control unit then moves R2-D2 in the direction red eye is pointing. Interesting. You can use indoors and outdoors on smooth surfaces. I do not recommend trying to use this outside. I bet you it wouldn't work. Now, this is unplayed with, but this is a open box. So why don't we open it up and take a look at what's inside? Yes, I'm actually going to open it up. I think Johnny Shendrick just fainted. Are you watching, Johnny? He might be. Here's our antenna. The basic screw-in antenna. Okay. And then here comes R2. Get him up out of there. In the foam encasement with the remote and the catalog and instructions. Okay. There he is. Hi, R2. Long time no see, if anybody ever saw you at all. Very, very clean. And I will open that up further. I'll show you what we got here as far as paperwork and stuff. Let me see. It says your R2 may occasionally be asleep and not respond to the signal. Translation, he don't work. And frequently, most of the time when you find these, they don't work. They do not work. Here is your terms of warranty, which since this was never used, was never sent in. So no warranty for R2. He's on his own. Okay. And then what else do we have here? Here are your basic remote control instructions telling you where to put the batteries and such. And how to assemble the antenna, which is on this side. And then there's a series of instructions that make it look as though R2 is talking to you, which is what he did on the front there. It says, beep, boop, Kralik, hi, I'm R2-D2, let's get ready to have some great Star Wars fun. First, put in my batteries. You'll need 2 9-volt alkaline batteries and 2 C alkaline batteries. It's a lot of damn batteries for this to barely do anything. But there's all the instructions, and then the original Kenner catalog with everything they were offering at the time. There's your original Star Wars lineup, folks. I wonder if anyone besides me has ever opened this. There's your original lineup. All the great Star Wars toys of the time. Speeder bike, X-Wing fighter, TIE fighter. The original Kenner 1978 lineup. Death Star space station. The blasters, the lightsaber, the headset. I wanted that lightsaber bad when I was a kid. They made it look so cool on TV. I bet you it sucked. The first wave of the deluxe figures and the Vans. I love those deluxe figures though, actually. There's the remote control R2-D2, the board game, and then some die-cast vehicles pictured on the back. And you know, I'm going to scrounge up some batteries and we're going to test this. So there's the remote unit, very clean. Again, this doesn't look like it's been really used. But I'm going to take a crack at it and we're going to try it here today. Why not? I'll scrounge up a couple of C batteries, and hopefully I am literally going to scrounge up some batteries. Hopefully they work well enough for what we're about to attempt. And here's your R2 unit. Nice chrome finish, actually. And him being sealed up for so long protected him, because a lot of times this is all scraped off. Really nice example here. I have a loose one. It's a little yellowed. This is much cleaner. This is much cleaner. And then the battery compartment I'll open up there. You can see how clean that is. Very nice. Certainly has not been used, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. And again, these never work. I don't think I've tried one yet that anything more than the red light coming on ever happens. And then just a little close up there on that chrome finish. It's really clean. It says electronic do not drop. So no throwing R2 around the room, kids. I've had enough of that crap. So why don't we go to the floor and put some batteries in this and see if we can get it to work. All right, so I've got some batteries and I'm starting to put this together here. So 1 9-volt battery in the remote control unit. And then we'll seal this up. Did I do that the right direction? Yeah, let me see if I can get that back in there. Close that up. And then put the antenna in. because I am curious to see if this thing has any life left in it. So there's that. You see these all the time, no antenna. And then R2, 9-volt battery. And then 2 C batteries. And like I said, hopefully there's enough juice in all of these to actually work, because you know I did kind of scrounge some batteries up. They're not like brand new or anything. Okay, so there's R2, and I'll turn them on. A little switch on the back there. And let's see. I don't know if that's closed all the way or not. All right. Uh-oh. All right, the light is coming on, but the head is not turning on its own, because that's the head switch, and then body. He is moving. And it looks like just the treads on one side are turning. This side isn't moving. So he's partially functioning. He's partially functioning. Well, that much functions right, because it says it'll turn in the direction that the eye is facing. You see, I turned his head around, and now it wants to go that way. And if I turn the head back, now he wants to go forward. But the head doesn't turn. Interesting. So he's about 50% functional, which is more than I can say for any other remote R2-D2 I've ever gotten my hands on. Often the light will come on and it might beep, but it doesn't move at all. So there's that much. He's got that much going for him. I know people are probably shocked that I took it out. Again, it wasn't sealed. So otherwise, if that tape was sealed, I wouldn't have messed with it. But hey, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Found for a really, really good deal at the recent Toyland. It's been a while since I've been able to add anything vintage Star Wars to the collection. And of course, I do really like and gravitate towards the more vintage items. Happy to have the box. Box looks really good, except for that little bit of waviness, which I'm going to try to correct, and we'll see. What do you think? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. Have you not seen any of our other Star Wars Journey videos? I'll put a link to the playlist at the end of this video. And I hope I can have another Star Wars Journey video sometime soon. Again, it gets harder and harder. The older the original Star Wars stuff has gotten to be so incredibly expensive. It's just not that easy anymore. But I try. I try. So if that's it, then what more can I say but thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.